From opulent to austere, cinematic and historical, the automotive collection at Stahls transcends time and, in some cases, description. But few, if any, are as iconic as this 1957 Thunderbird, which is why we're spreading our wings on this latest installment of Inside Stahls. A world of wonder, where fantastical music machines provide the soundtrack for a tantalizing stroll through history. Vintage automobiles and memorabilia stimulate the senses around every chromed curve and corner. This is Inside Stahls. It's unmistakable. One glance is all you need to know you're looking at a Ford Thunderbird. In this case, a 1957 Thunderbird, which is unique in its configuration and sentimental in its attachment to Stahls. The Thunderbird debuted at the Detroit Auto Show in 1954, and the first car rolled off the assembly line in Dearborn on September 9th of 1954. It was an instant hit. 3,500 cars were ordered in the first 10 days after it went on sale. Ford initially planned to build about 10,000 cars in that first year, but ended up producing over 16,000. The T-Bird was the first two-seater produced by Ford since 1938, and it was built in response to the debut of the Corvette in 1953. Despite sharing the same 102-inch wheelbase, it wasn't considered a competitor to the Corvette, and that was part of its popularity. Ford described the Thunderbird as a personal car of distinction that was focused more on comfort than sports car speed. It was designed to be a luxury tourer that was capable of doing 115 miles per hour, or as the speedometer indicated, 140. It also helped that the price was right. A new T-Bird cost anywhere between $2,400 and $4,000. But combined with its styling, performance, and purpose, the T-Bird made people feel a certain way. Many consider the car a morale booster, and that made it worth every penny. The 1955 and 56 models were very similar, but in 1957, the Thunderbird got a makeover, which led to the production of 21,000 new cars. From 1955 to 57, 53,000 Thunderbirds were sold, but many consider the 57 to be the cream of the crop. Unlike the 55 and 56 models, the 57 featured new tailfins, which gave the car a sleek look. It also helped create more room for the spare tire, which was now located in the trunk, as opposed to the Continental kit on the previous model. The trunk lid and quarter panels were also extended, allowing this bird to stretch its wings a little. Devotees will also point out that the Thunderbird's script had been moved from the rear to the front fender. And up front, changes included a wider grille opening and integrated bumper, resulting in a cleaner, more sophisticated appearance. In addition to its striking good looks, the Thunderbird here at Stahls happens to be pretty rare. This is an E-code variant, which means it was produced with a factory high-compression 312 cubic inch V8, capped with not one but two Holley 4-barrel carburetors.
Go, 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 go!
It's believed only 10% of the T-Birds that came out of the factory in 1957 were designated with an E-code. The motor featured a 9:7-to-1 compression ratio and made 270 horsepower. Mechanical fuel pumps fed those 4 barrels. Now, the 5.1 liter was said to get 18 miles per gallon. We're not sure about that, but we do know it was equipped with 3 different transmission options. This one featured the 3-speed Fordomatic overdrive. This car was well appointed. It featured power steering and power brakes. It also had power windows. The telescoping steering wheel was a nice touch. And so was the machine-turned instrument panel, taken from a full-size 56 Ford. and dial-o-matic four-way power seats that operated while the car was off to allow ease of entering and exiting the vehicle, which I found to be extremely useful. The tunes cranked out of an optional town and country radio.
Only you.
Today you can still hear songs on the radio about making Thunderbirds and daddies taking them away.
You're making all my dreams come true.
There was the blonde Suzanne Summers in the white Thunderbird that became the love-struck infatuation of Kurt Henderson in American Graffiti. And there are more toys, advertisements, and marketing materials featuring the Thunderbird than arguably any other car ever made. 71 years later, the love for the Thunderbird is alive and well. And as the story goes, it's a special relationship that brought this car home to Stahls. It was once part of the Jim Miller collection. Jim was a longtime friend and car collecting mentor to Ted Stahl. If not for Jim, that friendship, and this car, maybe none of this exists. In 1958, the Thunderbird became a four-seater, but 1957 was the last year Ford made a two-seater until the EXP was released in 1982. However, the 1957 T-Bird convertible was the last two-seat convertible for Ford until the 11th generation debuted in 2002. For a car that started as a two-seater concept known as the Vega in 1953, the Thunderbird has enjoyed a long, prestigious history as one of America's greatest automotive contributions. North American indigenous people believe the Thunderbird to be a mythological bird with supernatural powers and strength. Surely a bird like that could soar to great heights and command the top of its food chain. It could span generations and reside among legends. Ford is seemingly content with the Thunderbird's inclusion among automotive royalty. It hasn't used the nameplate in over 21 years. But this car and others like it are ready to take flight at a moment's notice. Until that call comes, you can find it nesting quietly here at Stahls.